Welcome back to the channel. I was going through some of the latest comments on some of my videos, and there are a number of people who have just recently subscribed, and they're obviously going back and watching previous videos along the way and leaving comments, and I really appreciate that. But one stood out to me that I thought, ouch. And so I think it's time to just address the elephant in the room. This was a comment on a video I did about my weight loss journey, and it was a perfectly legitimate comment. It said, "When are you going to get around to telling us how it's going?" Because I said in that video that I would, and it's now February. It's been a long time, and it's not going anywhere. That's the long and the short of it. I haven't talked about it because it's not happening. Weight loss is not happening. And so I've had to do a pretty thorough reevaluation of what I'm doing and where I'm at and how important is this to me. And every time I do a video, especially if I'm standing in the kitchen or on my photography channel and I'm standing out taking pictures, the one thing that I am immediately drawn to is the size of this gut. I am fat, and I don't want to be fat. Now, I've been fat almost my entire life, and I have battled this almost my entire life. And evidently, I gave up the battle. I have mentioned that I am trying to eat carnivore, and, then I sort of, relinquished that and said I'm really just eating sort of carnivore-ish, kind of a lifestyle between carnivore and keto. The carnivore diet is very easy for me because I don't have to buy a lot of stuff. I don't have to cook a lot of stuff. And it's just very easy to eat. It's even pretty easy to stick to when you go out to eat. But here are some things that I have determined after doing a lot of research, perusing other carnivore channels that talk about how to do weight loss with a carnivore diet. These are the things I know I'm doing wrong. I was doing them wrong when I made the first video. I am continuing to do them wrong here, and I want to talk about what I'm doing wrong and what I'm going to do about it. So one of the first things that I'm doing wrong is I know I am eating too much dairy. I'm eating too much cheese. Every time I go to the grocery store, I make sure that I've got a new package of grated cheese to mix in with my eggs or whatever, or, a little bit of cheese to snack on between meals now and then, or maybe some soft goat cheese to put on a steak that I'm cooking. I love cheese. I love all kinds of cheese. Nothing pleases me more than to have a nice big ribeye with some crumbled up gorgonzola. Oh, yeah. But, the truth of the matter is that in the animal kingdom, especially in the mammal animal kingdom, parents typically give their children dairy, a lot of milk, to fatten them up, not to make them lose weight. So I know that I am doing that wrong. I'm eating too much cheese. The other thing that I'm doing wrong is I'm not doing any intermittent fasting. And this is a two-edged sword for me. I've grown my entire life thinking that when I get up, I need to eat breakfast. And if I go on a 16-to-8 ratio for an intermittent fast, which is sort of a minimum, then after I eat my last meal, I have to go 16 hours again before I eat. And if I eat at 6 o'clock in the morning, then my last meal needs to be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's my 8-hour window to eat. But from 2 o'clock to 9 o'clock is a long time to be awake and not be eating. And so I know that I should move my last meal to probably 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which means that my first meal should be around 8:30 or 9 o'clock in the morning. And that's going to be easier for me to change than to try to change my last meal. So I know intermittent fasting is a must, and I am not doing it. And when I do try it, I am failing miserably. I also know that I snack way too much, and it's only gotten worse over time. In the last month, at least, it's gotten really, really bad. And so if I would eat until I'm full in the morning and then eat until I'm full in the afternoon, I really don't need any more food than that. But I find, especially in the evenings when I'm sitting around watching TV or, binging on YouTube or whatever, I get bored and I'm not even hungry, but I find myself heading to the kitchen to have something to eat. And what am I typically eating? Cheese. So, these mistakes just sort of compound each other. The more I make them, the worse they get. Another mistake that I'm making is I'm not getting any exercise. I'm not. I haven't been out shooting any, landscape photography to speak of. I haven't been out hiking. My plan was that I would go to the YMCA first thing in the morning. I have a free membership thanks to my Medicare Part D supplement through Blue Cross Blue Shield. And when I go there at 5 o'clock in the morning, because if I don't do it early, it's not going to get done. The place is full. It's hard to get a machine. And so I just kind of quit going. And then it got really cold and it's really dark and I don't own any light clothes. And I don't want to walk my neighborhood in all black in the dark. And so I've just had one excuse after another. I know I need to walk at least 5,000 steps a day, preferably 10,000. And on a good day, 20,000 steps a day. And so I've got to rethink that. The other thing is too, that I know that, overall alcohol is not good for you in general. And I don't drink a lot. I have bourbon maybe 2 times a week. I have, what they call a 1-finger pour. So it's like this deep in my glass. And I just enjoy that. But I have it 2 or 3 times a week. And I do know that when you are drinking alcohol, it's dead calories, and your body is going to try to burn up those calories before it burns any other calories. So I'm just really hindering the burning of calories in my diet. And so I need to cut that back to maybe 1 or 2 drinks a month if I'm not going to cut it out entirely, which I'm probably not. The other thing that I know that I'm doing wrong is that I've started buying too many things that are 0 or next to 0 carbs because I started concentrating mostly on that, more like keto and not carnivore. So I've bought like Atkins fat bombs that gives me, a little bit of protein, a lot of fat, and maybe 1 net carb. But that 1 net carb is based off of, like 9 sugar alcohol carbs, which is not good. Or I love those little 0 carb street tacos. Oh my gosh, I could eat those. I could almost eat my weight in those. And they're 0 carbs, but they're not carnivore. They're just not. Now, I'm not on the carnivore diet for any kind of health benefit. I'm not on the carnivore diet because I'm trying to do an elimination diet to solve some kind of health issue that I have. My youngest daughter has started using the carnivore diet to battle a number of health issues, and it has really helped her. I'm on the carnivore diet because I want to lose weight, not for any other reason. And I'm not using it the way I'm supposed to use it. So here's where the accountability comes in. So I'm about 30 days away from flying to Scotland for the week with my family. And I know that I'm not going to be dieting when I'm in Scotland. I'm going to eat whatever I want to eat there, but I just need to be able to eat in moderation and not eat everything, everywhere, at all times. In those 30 days, my goal is this. I want to lose 5 pounds. That's it. My goal weight is 200 pounds so that I can sort of go between 200 and 205. That's my goal. I've been as low as 185 in the past, and I look like I died 6 months earlier and I'm just a walking corpse. I don't want to do that. That's not the goal. The goal is that when I am on camera, I don't look like I weigh 250 pounds. So right now, I've been bouncing up and down between 215 and 219 since Christmas. And today, I weigh 219 pounds. So my goal is to lose 5 pounds. Now, if I lose more than that, great. My goal is to lose 5 pounds between now and the time our plane takes off to go to Scotland. During Scotland, for those 9 days, my goal is to come home weighing what I weighed when I left. That's my goal. And then after that, I want to reestablish the long-term goal of getting down to 200 pounds. Not worried about that right now. I'm worried about the next 30 days or so and the 9 days that I'm in Scotland. That's it. Short-term goal. In order to be accountable, which I feel like I have to be accountable to somebody, it might as well be the people that love me here on YouTube. Every video that I post between now and the time that we leave for Scotland, I will tell you what day I'm recording that video and what I weigh that day. And today I can tell you that I am recording on Saturday, February the 3rd, and I weigh 219 pounds. And we leave March 8th. So I have between February the 3rd and March 8th to lose 5 pounds. Now, the other piece of that accountability is going to be to show you what I'm doing in the kitchen. So let's just move there real quick and get this over with. All right, so here we are in the dreaded place of losing all of my hopes and dreams. Here's what I'm going to do for accountability. I'm going to get rid of everything in this video that I need to stop eating between now and March the 8th. Not going to do this with 2 cameras, and I'm not going to get all fancy here, but let me just go through it and pull out a few things to tell you sort of where I'm at. Let's see, that's all of that. Okay, so here are the things that are clogging up my refrigerator that I'm just going to have to say goodbye to. One is, I've been watching these Rob Lowe videos about, having an Atkins shake and putting it in the freezer for an hour before having this instead of, eating a bowl of ice cream. I love this stuff. This is really good stuff. It only has 1 net carb, but it is, it's not much. I mean, it's a protein drink, and maybe I could keep it, but I'm not going to. So I'm just going to put my trash can here. I don't think you can see that in the video, but that's where it's going. I got a little bit of Gorgonzola cheese left over. That's going away. I just bought this smoked provolone. Smoked provolone has 0 carbs. But again, it's cheese. It's dairy. It's stopping me from losing weight. I use heavy whipping cream sometimes in my coffee when I want to get some extra fat. That's going away. A brand new package of mozzarella I've never opened, in the trash. The sharp cheddar that I used with the last eggs in the microwave thing, gone. The mac and cheese, gone. The peanut butter cup fat bombs from Atkins, and again, this is 1 net carb, but it has 6 grams of sugar alcohols, which is not good for anybody. The last of my cottage cheese, and I'm going to tell you, if you eat cottage cheese, good culture cottage cheese is the best you're going to find. Gone. And a little bit of whiskey that I have left from Bullet, gone. No more temptations. I'm done. Between now and March 8th, it's going to be carnivore, intermittent fasting, and getting the exercise I need to get Now, in the freezer, I am basically down to just beef. Now, I will tell you that a lot of you talked about the fact that this is totally an aside, but you talked about the fact that I was freezing my beef long. And all of you who commented, thank you very much, but you were too late to the game because my mom had already told me that. And so I have started freezing pieces of beef separately on a plate or on a baking dish, sheet pan, and then wrapping them individually in saran wrap, putting them in a freezer bag. And my mom told me that if I would just take a straw and put down here in the side, I can suck all of the air out, or almost all the air out, and make this a whole lot easier to freeze. So that's what I've started doing. And so I'm working my way through the beef that is, not working. Now, in addition, like here, I have 2 T-bone steaks. I've already put them in the oven and cooked them at 250 degrees for 30 minutes. They are done, except for browning. So all I've got to do is take them out, leave them out of the refrigerator for about an hour or so, pop them in the skillet, brown them up for less than 5 minutes. Lunch is ready. And while I'm waiting to cook those, I have some others already in the refrigerator getting ready to thaw out. And I'm just sort of maintaining the cycle. So we've talked about the elephant in the room. We've got it all out in the open. And now it is time for me to be totally accountable. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. No, I'm not being too hard on myself. No, I'm not, I don't need like reassurance that I'm okay. I know I'm okay. I've just been doing it wrong, and it's time to do it right. So I will see you in the next video where I will hold myself accountable again.